Hello everybody, this is Gerald Salenti and it's Thursday, August 25th, 2022. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Remember, the trend is your friend. And this is the only place in the whole wide world where you get the current events forming future trends, geopolitics, economics, on and on and on, environmental, you name it, we follow it over 120 different trend categories. And they're in your magazine, the Trends Journal, to high-tech science, to technocracy. You go through all of it. It's right there. Anyway, today, on the market front, the Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped Thursday. It was down all day, and at the last hour, the thing climbed up at 300 points. And the NASDAQ and the S&P jumped as well, 1.5%, one round there, a little more. And they're still a losing week, but not that much. Everybody's waiting to hear what the Fed head, Jerome Powell, is going to bullshit tomorrow at Jackson Hole. Yeah, a fucking hole, all right. A hole in the ground. The markets are trying to decide if we are mid-cycle or late cycle, and sending a couple of different signals, said Liz Young, head of investment strategy at SoFi. We're waiting to get news of what happens tomorrow in Jerome Powell's speech. And Jerome Powell's bullshit. The guy that bullshitted us and said there was no inflation, it was only temporary and transitory. And again, where the interest rates are now at 2.5 overnight rate, it's nothing when you just had July's inflation numbers at 8.5%. Total bullshit. You should be, if you borrow money from the IMF, it's 1% above the inflation rate. So the interest rate should be at 9.5%. They're keeping the money cheap, so the bigs keep getting bigger. They're buying up the whole world. All we are plantation workers of Slavelandia. China's dominance in exports grow. This is from the Wall Street Journal. So I guess that again, you go back to the trends in the news going back when Trump was president, every damn week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, the markets move because of this or that, because of the trade wars going on between the United States and China. What trade wars? Because of that scumbag Bill Clinton bringing China into the World Trade Organization. You know, they took our business away from us, and bringing NAFTA to send our jobs to Mexico. The U.S. trade deficit with China in the first 6 months of 2022 widened 21% compared with the same period a year earlier. Isn't that great? $222 billion trade deficit. I remember when there were no trade deficits. China unveils $44 billion stimulus plan. That's it? Biden sent over $60 billion to Ukraine. No stimulus programs. No. Only keep bloodying the killing fields. Junk bond rally loses steam ahead Fed tightening. Mentioning this because you look at your Trends Journal this week, and we have in it the reality of what's going on in the markets. It's not only the junk bond rally losing steam, what's going on with IPOs, what's going on with SPACs. We are in the worst financial crisis in human history. They're just printing fake money. You know, I mentioned a little while ago, I was in this great restaurant over here, La Canache, a great French restaurant. And it was after I did got the Trends Journal out on Tuesday night. I needed a break. And I'm sitting at the bar, and there's a couple there. And they're waiting for a table. And they're standing up, and asked the bartender, how much do we owe you? They had 2 drinks, $32. $32 for 2 drinks. When I was a young guy bartending at my sister's place, even before, in 1968, the 7-ounce bottle of beer was 25 cents. 25 cents. A mixed drink was 75 cents. That's the whole different world today. This inflation is killing people. It's totally, totally out of sight and beyond the beyond. The effects it's going to have are devastating, particularly in Europe, with the morons and imbeciles that put all these sanctions on Russia. And it's not punishing Putin, as Biden said, it's punishing the people. You're looking at gas prices spiking to all-time highs. Anyway, emerging markets face dollar crunch. Yeah, no kidding. How long did we say this in the Trends Journal? They owe all this money, it's based in dollars, their loans. And now their currencies are going way down as the dollar's going up. And the only reason the dollar's going up is because the other currencies are just so weak. It's not their economies stink. It's the whole global economy that's down. The only reason the dollar is up because of the weakness of the other economies. Because the dollar should not be this strong because this country is going down. We just had 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth and rising, spiraling inflation, 40-year highs, dragflation. But you're not allowed to say that. Can't say gay, can't say drag. When I was young, gay was happy. And I'm happy anybody's gay. I could care less. Black, white, green, yellow, whatever you do, I could care. But none of the media will report we're calling it dragflation. Instead, they're calling it stagflation. No, it's not stagnant. The economies are going down. Short sellers place $39 billion bet on Italy's debt crisis growing worse. This is just out from the Financial Times. All right? You see how bad this thing is going to get? This is not an emerging market. It's a submerging market. In Angola, voters cast ballots amid soaring debt. Why are we mentioning this? You're going to see protests, revolutions, people taking the streets, lack of basic living standards. Government corruption, crime, violence. These are going to break out into civil wars and regional wars. Retailers cut forecasts for earnings. Oh, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Macy's Inc. and Nordstrom Inc. became the latest retailers to lower their financial guidance. Oh, no, it's going to keep getting better. Don't worry about it. It'll come back. Again, this thing is going down, but here's what's going up. Dollar stores report higher sales as shoppers seek bargains. As shoppers go broke and got to go into this ugly fucking joints like Dollar General and Dollar Tree or whatever the hell they are and buy shitty crap. And it costs more than $1. Dollar Tree shares are up 18% from the beginning of the year. Yep, one after another. Dollar General, Dollar Tree. Dollar General has more than 18,000 stores. 18,000 stores. So once upon a time, boys and girls and children of all ages, this was not allowed in America. The bigs were not allowed to own everything. We had the Robinson-Patman Act, Sherman Antitrust Act, Clayton Antitrust Act. And then Bill Clinton killed the Glass-Steagall Act, which allowed the banksters to come in. And one scumbag, prick, fuck, bastard, because we haven't any bitches in the White House yet, did away with all of these and let the bigs get bigger. Like that fucking peanut farmer, prickhead, Jimmy Carter. Yeah, who gave us Mujahideen that became Al-Qaeda. Oh, yeah, that Carter. With the wonderful Belinsky guy, yeah, with his daughter's on MSNBC and his son's in the United States government. Oh, yeah, one big club and you ain't in it. Yeah, that guy who let the banks go from interstate to intrastate. They own everything. When I was a young man, there were all little stores, neighborhood stores. Gone. Gone. We have a crime syndicate that's running this country, and a country near you. A country. Hey, maybe that's the Dollar Tree. How about country? U.S. stores prepare for penny pinching holidays. Isn't that a nice headline from the Financial Times? Penny pinching holidays. U.S. retailers are gearing up for a more pricing sensitive customer. Isn't that nice fucking language? Isn't that's fucking vulgarity. That's vulgarity. Gearing up for more price sensitive. People that have been fucked by the bigs in the government, stealing all our money, taking our businesses away, owning everything. Get it in your head. Just like this bullshit. American shoppers are gravitating toward less expensive stores. They're going fucking broke. You can't buy a house. You can't buy a car. You can't buy shit. But boy, did they swallow it. Keep swallowing that shit. KPMG to pare New York City office space by 40%. Oh, wow. Office glut. Oh, yeah. Lift to sublease space and shift to remote. Wow. Never knew this was going to happen. I'm blown away. Oh, we only said this would happen how long ago in the Trends Journal? How long have we been saying you're going to see an office building commercial crash, the likes of which are unprecedented? I could keep going. Home prices fell for the first time in 3 years. Oh, where's that going to go? It's in your Trends Journal. Oh, again, I always say I'm not a futurist. Nobody can predict the future. There's too many wild cards. It'll either be made by nature or by humans, or what they call humans. And now drought blights nearly half of EU countries. Droughts take widening toll on world's largest economies. This is serious. Again, nobody can predict the future. You can see the trends, but they change the game. Whether it's the Ukraine war, the COVID war, nature, whatever it is. What I'm saying, this is all very serious. Very serious. And it's not only economic, you're going to see more and more refugee crises, more populist parties. Again, we put all the details together. Ukraine conflict heads for winter stalemate. This is from the Financial Times. You know what that is? Bullshit. You got it. It's not a stalemate. You're looking at Russia that controls nearly a fifth of the place already. They didn't control it before. And the United States is sending more weapons of death. Only another $3 billion that was announced on Wednesday. Isn't that great? As this country goes down the crapper, as the homeless are all over, as people are penny pinching, over $60 billion to Ukraine to keep bloodying the killing fields. Americans increasingly doubt Ukraine's support. This is, who's this by? So the 6 months, blah, 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 10 American. Well, 53% of U.S. adults agree that Washington should continue to support Kiev until all Russian forces are withdrawn from territory. 28% are undecided, according to a Reuters IPSOS poll released yesterday. Yep. 40% of Americans now agree with the statement, quote, that the problems of Ukraine are none of our business. How long have I been saying that? They're taking down the statue of Catherine the Great that goes back 500 years ago. because they don't like her. It's been going on for a lot long. How long have I been reading what George Washington said in his farewell address? Not to become involved in foreign entanglements. How many murders have Americans committed over the last century in South America? Lovely in Haiti. I think I'll go to Cuba. No, maybe Nicaragua. One after another. Oh, I forgot about Chile. What about Yemen? What about Iraq War, Afghan War, Vietnam War, Korean War, Syria, Libya, war? You ready? However, only 21% agree that anti-Russian sanctions aren't worth the impact they're having in the United States. Poland's ban on Russian oil hits winter supplies. Yeah, no kidding. Poland's ban. The politicians put these sanctions on Russia. All they're doing is hurting the people. And then they had elections over here in New York and Florida and Oklahoma. And this guy, the guy was right across the street over here, Pat Ryan. He became won the thing to run for congressman in New York. And they write this whole article here in the Wall Street Journal about all these elections. Not a peep about the Ukraine war. Not a peep about peace. Not a peep about peace. No one talks about it. And boy, do they hate me for talking about it. Good news, U.S. readies COVID booster campaign. Isn't that great? About 79% of U.S. population, according to the CDC, have gotten the 2 doses required to be fully vaccinated. Oh, 80%, huh? And people are still getting COVID? Oh, Fauci, Biden, Obama, the whole list of all the Kimmel characters and all the clowns that got it and were supporting it and promoting it when they said it would have a 95% efficacy rate, and now they're telling you to get a shot every year. Home loan forgiveness. No, that's not the one I wanted here. The talking about the student loan forgiveness, rather. Yep, $10,000 cut away from student loans. People making under $125,000, $150,000 or something. I don't want to pay for their loan. What you got this degree in gender studies? No, it was art history. Why do I got to pay for your fucking loan? I want to pay for your loan. You know why they're doing this? For the midterm elections. That's all. And we're paying for it. This is a communist fascist state. FBI, KGB. All the big zoning, everything. You look. I mentioned that article before about the housing, what's going on with the housing thing. And what brought that about is, you ready? What happened in the U.S. office glut traces its roots to 1981 change in the tax code. Brokers and analysts say, in a bid to boost the economy, the Reagan administration allowed investors to depreciate commercial real estate much more quickly than before, among other changes, lowering their tax bill. All right? For the bigs. So they built all this stuff and way overbuilt. As I said when the COVID war began, you go to Manhattan, East Side, West Side, all around the town in 2019 for rent. All this stuff has been way overbuilt. And now, office surplus is about 19% of U.S. office space was vacant in the second quarter. Almost 20% vacancy. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse as the economy goes down. And it's going to get worse as more and more people work from home. It's the New World Disorder. Again, please do what you can to support Occupy Peace. If you don't do nothing, then nothing will happen. People say, I hope something will happen. As I keep saying, hope is the most negative word in the metaphysical dictionary. It means wanting something to happen without doing anything. And as our cover of the Trends Journal shows very clearly, support war, support Satan. Support peace, support the God that you believe in and the religion you believe in. And you could go to Occupy Peace, occupypeace.com, or freedompeacejustice.com. And for freedompeacejustice.com, you could also get religious exemptions. So thank you for tuning in, and please do what you can to change this course of history, because we're giving you the current events forming future trends. And if we don't change it, it's going to be more hell on earth. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget, tune in yesterday to see Celenti and the judge. Very important. There's no guy out there, no man doing what Judge Napolitano, Andrew Napolitano, is doing when it comes to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and our rights. He really knows what's going on and how it's affecting us as well in those areas. So please tune in to Celenti and the judge, and we'll see you soon. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war. Are you prepared for what's next? These are unprecedented times. What's next? What's going to happen? Read the Trends Journal. We have an unsurpassed track record of forecasting history before it happens. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.